ठीक है. And one thing that you see, they are very nice people. They have said that f of 1 is minus 1. So they are telling you that the value of function at 1 is minus 1 and the value of function at 2 is 3. The value at x equals to 1 is minus 1 and value at x equals to that a equals to 1 and b equals to 2. Basically, this is your a and this is your b. So a is 1, b is 3. So these are your boundaries. Boundaries means that your root exists between them. How do we know that root exists between them? Anyone? How do we know that root exists between 1 and 3? What is the test?
F of 1 multiplied by f of 2 should be negative.
Yes. So everyone agrees with it कि f of 1 की value है minus 1. F of 2 की value है 3. If I multiply both of them, minus 1 into 3, you got the negative.
Is 2, sir.
So you got the negative. So if you are getting the negative number, it means the value of root is between 1 and 3. Okay? So that is their given. So we don't have to do anything in this. They have given all of that. Now this says that you are doing iterations. So ultimately, after doing 3 times, what will be the value of root? So what will be the value of root once my iteration is done 3 times? So let's do. So now I know, first thing, beginning point, I know that my root is between 1 and 3. So let's make the first guess. So my first guess, x1 will be...
B is 2.
Yes, anyone? Oh, B is 2, sorry. B is 2, sorry. B is 2, sorry. This is 2, right? So my root is between 1 and 2. Sorry, not 1 and 3. 3 is the value of the function. Okay? So my root is between 1 and 2. Okay? So that I know. So now let's start our process. So the first step what we will do is, what is the first step we will do? First guess. So first guess will be a plus b by 2. A plus b by 2 करेंगे. If you do a plus b by 2, 1 plus 2 by 3 is 1.5. Okay? So this is my x1. Okay. Once you have guessed, so this is my guess. So my guess is that this is my new root. Okay, now let's find the value of f of 1.5. So I will put 1.5 here. I will put 1.5 here. Everyone put 1.5 and tell me what will be the answer in fractions. What will be the answer? If you put 1.5, 1.5 means 3 by 2. If you put 3 by 2 here, what will be the answer in fraction? Very quickly.
That's 1 by 8.
Yes, 1 by 8. Okay. So if you put, you will get 1 by 8. Okay. So what was the value at 1? Value at 1 was minus 1. What was the value at 2? Value at 2 was 3. And what is the value at 1.5? Value at 1.5 is 1 by 8. So now you tell me, root is in region 1 or it is in region 2? It is in region 1 or region 2? Everyone. Every new student. Yes.
Region
1. Why it is in region 1? Because you see, if I multiply this and this, I get negative number. But if I multiply this and this, I get a positive number. I should not get positive number, I should get a negative number. So my second idea is that my root is between 1 and 1.5. So I will make the next guess. So what will be my next guess? So 1 plus 1.5 का half, it will be 1.25. Basically I am doing the half. So इसके बीच में half क्या होगा? 1.25. ठीक है? So let's open this up. let's open this up. So this is my x equals to 1, this is my x equals to 1.5, value is 1 by 8, and iska half jo hai, that is 1.25. Now you tell me what is the value of function here. What is the value of function here? At x equals to 1.25. This is your function. If you put 1.25, don't put 1.25. You will put 5 by 4. Always put in fractions so that your calculation value is 1 by 8. And so 1 plus 1 or region 2. Karo jara half iska. If I do the half of this, what will be the answer?
We thought like
Type your answer. If you put 5 by 4 in this, what will be your answer? Or if you put 5 by this, I get a positive number. I should not get positive number. I should get a negative number. So my second idea is that my root is between 1 and 1.5. So I will make the next guess. So what will be my next guess? So 1 plus 1.5 ka half, it will be 1.25. Basically, I am doing the half. So iske beech mein half kya hoga? 1.25. Okay? So let's open this up. So this is my x equals to 1, this is my x equals to 1.5, value is 1 by 8, and iska half jo hai, that is 1.25. Now you tell me what is the value of function here. What is the value of function here? At x equals to 1.25. This is your function. If you put 1.25, don't put 1.25. You will put 5 by 4. Always put in fractions so that your calculation is easy. 1.25 can be written as 5 by 4. If you put 5 by 4, what will be your function? Value of function.
67 by 8.
Think very carefully. Yeah, 67 by 8. Okay. Everyone type your answer. If you put 5 by 4 in this, what will be your answer? No errors.
We ought to be negative.
Give your answer very quickly. Na? It's a very simple thing. Minus 39. Everyone is getting different answer. Kya ho gaya? Algebra, basic maths.
Sir, it's 125 by 64 minus 100 by 64 minus 64 by 64.
Minus 39 by 64, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
इसमें time क्या बचा रहे हो? Everyone can do the calculation. Sorry.
Sir, we thought like it is again going to be turn out to be positive, na? So that's why.
No. Don't expect anything. Just do without expectation. So answer comes out to be minus 39 by 64. Yes. So the value of this comes out to be minus 39 by 64. So now you tell me if the root is in region 1 or region 2.
That is shifted to region 2.
Region 1 or region 2? Everyone? 2. Because if you multiply this number with this number, you get a negative answer. But if you multiply this number with this number, you get a positive answer. Positive answer is not allowed. So your root is in region 2. So now what is my next assumption? That my root is between 1.25 and 1.5. Okay? So basically I can say my root is between 5 by 4 and 3 by 2. Okay? Karo jara half iska. If I do the half of this, what will be the answer? What will be the answer? 5 by 4 plus 3 by 2. 11 by 8. So is my third iteration done? Is it my x3 now? Yes, this is my x3. So what is my x3 came out to be? 11 by 8. So 11 by 8 is my final answer. Okay? Because they have done only do 3 times. So that my third time is done. Okay? So yes, is this question clear to all the 96 people in the meeting? Yes. किसी को cut doubt?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
If the 5 mark question comes, this is a free marks. This is a free marks. So do not leave this question at all at any situation. What did you notice in this? One thing that you must have noticed, that the process is very slow. In order to reach the answer close to your actual answer, you have to do many iterations. So the process is slow. And we call it as convergence. We give this name as convergence. Convergence means how fast you are reaching your actual answer. Means you are doing first iteration, second iteration, third iteration. How fast you are reaching your final answer. And this process has a linear convergence. Linear convergence means the speed of convergence is linear. Okay. So if you do 2 steps, you are 2 steps close to your answer. If you do 10 steps, you are 10 steps close to your answer. We need faster process. And that faster process is known as Newton-Raphson method. Okay. So Newton and Raphson combined gave this method. We are not going into the theory that how does this method act, that we do in a full classes. Right now we only need is a formula. So everyone will note down this formula. Please note down this formula. Yes. So please note down this formula, Newton-Raphson method. You should always remember this method is used for what purpose? Finding the roots. So if we already have bisection method, why Newton-Raphson method? Because Newton-Raphson method is a fast method. It has a quadratic convergence. Quadratic convergence means if you do 2 steps, you are 4 times close to your answer. If you do 3 steps, you are 9 times close to your answer. In bisection method, if you do 2 steps, you are 2 times close to your answer. If you do 3 steps, you are 3 times close. But in this step, if you do 3 steps, you are 9 times close to your answer. So the speed of reaching your answer is increased. Okay. So everyone done with the formula writing? So let's understand this formula. So again, the problem is same. We need to find this. F of x is 0. So I need to find the roots of this. In bisection method, I started with the range. My roots will be from this to this. I started with the range. In this, I will start with the point. So my initial guess will be, my root is x naught. Anything I can make a guess. My initial root is x naught. Usually we try to draw the graphs, try to understand the function to make the guess. But in the numericals, they directly give us the initial guess. So you don't have to worry about how to choose initial guess. That will always be given. Once I know the initial guess, then what will be the next, basically first iteration, basically the process to reach close to my answer. So that will be, so what will be by x1? X1 means the new value, improved value of root. Okay, for example, let's say my root is 3 and I'm starting with an initial guess of 1. So then I do the process, then I should be close to my answer. So my now my answer will be 1.8. So I again do the process, my answer will be 2.9. I again do the process, my answer will be 2.95. So you see, every time I'm doing the process, I'm coming close to my actual answer. That is what a numerical method means. That is what an iteration means. Okay, so that is what is happening here. Chalo, let's say. So how do you find x1? X1 you find out x naught minus f of x naught, f dash x naught. F of x naught means you put the value of x naught in your function. F dash x naught means that you differentiate your function. First you differentiate your function and then you put the value of x naught. Okay. Once you know x1, then you have to find x2. So how do you find x2? X2 is x1 minus f of x1 divided by f dash x1. Similarly, once you know x2, you need to find x3. So how do you find x3? X2 minus f of x2 divided by f dash x2. So that is why you see here we have xn plus 1 and here we have xn. That is how you read this formula. Okay, that is how you read this formula. So everyone clear with the formula? Can we go to the numerical? Everyone ready with the questions? Yes, quick. Have the chat box ready with you? Yes, everyone. Yes, very nice. Formula written on your notebook, it should be in front of you, ready with the question. Yes, 5 marks. We are again going for another 5 marks. So in finding this root of the polynomial, so they have said that, okay, I need to find the root of this polynomial. I need to use Newton-Raphson method. Initial guess is 2. What will be the value of root in the next iteration? Basically, they are just asking you x1. That's all. They are not asking you anything else. So they say initial is 2. So x naught is 2. What is the value of x1? Okay. So this is the formula I use. X of n plus 1, which basically means x1 is equals to x naught minus f of x naught divided by f dash x naught. Okay, so first I put in this. So if I put 2 in this, what will be the answer I will get? Everyone. If I put 2 in this, what will I get? Quick.
11.
11. Everyone. Done? 11 aya? 11. You got 11. Okay. Now, I have to differentiate. If I differentiate this, you get 9x square minus 4. Now I put 2 in this. So if you put 2 in this, 9 into 4, 36. 36 minus 4 is 32. So I get 32. So this is done, this is done, this is done. So let's just put x naught. What was x naught? 2. F of x1. Oh, sorry, f of x naught. What was f of x naught? 11. F dash x naught. What was f dash x naught? 32. Okay. Do the calculation. Tell me what will be the answer. Yes, quick. You can use calculator.
3 by 32.
53 by 32.
No, you need to give me answers in this form.
1.656.
B. Everyone getting B? Do the
Yes.
maths. Yes, solving this you are getting 1.656. You can use the maths calculator or even you can trial by yourself, does not matter. Okay, so answer number B is correct. So I hope everyone is clear with this method. Yeah, simple method. So this is coming in 5 marks, so you can understand. Okay, so this is coming in 5 marks. Okay, so now they are not even asking you to do the calculation. They are just asking you to find the simple equation itself. So they are asking what is an equation of x of n plus 1 and x of n using the Newton-Raphson method, and this is what they have given. So they are given you x equals to 2 sine x. Always remember we need our equation in this form, f of x equals to 0. This is how we begin. This is how you find roots. You make something equal to 0. So I will rewrite this. So I will get 2 sine x minus x equals to 0. So this is my f of x. So this thing is my f of x. So my f of x is 2 sine x minus x. So now from here, can you all do this question? Yes. Can you all do this question from? Can you put f of x? Can you put f dash x in your answers?
Yes. Sir.
Everyone? Perfect. So this will be your homework. So you need to get to the answer. So what is the formula you will use? This x of n plus 1 x of n minus f of x f dash x. So you put the value of f of x, you put the value of f dash x, you do the cross multiplication and match the option. That's all. Okay. So that is about your Newton-Raphson method. Okay. So this third question will also be your homework. So this will give you a good practice of the same formula, and this will also going to be your homework. Okay. Let's do the last question of Newton-Raphson method. Interesting question. And in this you need to apply one small trick to get to the correct answer. So what is that trick? So this says that Newton-Raphson method is used to determine the reciprocal of the number x equals to 4. So basically what they are saying that you use the Newton-Raphson method to find the reciprocal of x equals to 4. It is actually very simple. If even without method I can do that 1 by 4 is actually equals to 0.25. But they are saying no. You don't have to directly do it. You have to do it by using Newton-Raphson method. So what I have is x equals to 1 by 4. I need to do the reverse of it to find the find the roots, or basically I need to use Newton-Raphson method to find the answer. So one kind of brain can be basically what I need to find is 1 by 4. 1 by 4 means x. Basically let's say it is x. I need to find 1 by 4 and let's say 1 by 4 is x. I need the value of x. So one way of thinking is that let's do like this: x minus 1 by 4 equals to 0, and then your f of x becomes x minus 1 by 4. This will give you wrong answer. This will give you wrong answer. Another way of doing it is I reverse it here. So 1 by x equals to 4, and then I say 1 by x minus 4 equals to 0. So my f of x is equals to 1 by x minus 4. According to you, this is what you should do, or this is what you should do? What is your gut feeling? Yeah.
The
What do you
second one.
Second one or first one? Everyone
Second
understood
one.
my point, right? You need to find
Correct.
1 by 4. You need to find the
Correct.
reciprocal of 4. Reciprocal of 4 is 1 by 4. So let's say it is x. Now there are two ways to write it. You take it on other side and make this as your equation. So this is your f of x, or you reverse it. So it becomes 1 by x equals to 4, and then you say 1 by x minus 4 equals to 0. Second one will actually give you right answer. First one will give you wrong answer, because in the first one you have actually not reversed the value of x. So whatever errors will come by reversing the x will not show in your final answer. That is why whenever the reciprocals are asked, when you're forming the equations, when you're forming the equation to begin with, you always form equation like this. Okay? F of x equals to 1 by x minus 4 equals to 0. So this is my function. Now I can easily use Newton-Raphson. So let's use Newton-Raphson method. What is Newton-Raphson method? F of x is given. F dash x I can calculate. How will you calculate f dash x? You just need to differentiate. So 1 by x का differentiation होगा minus 1 by x square, and 4 का differentiation होगा 0. You see, यहीं पे mistake हो जाती. अगर मैं, if I would have done this, x minus 4 equals to 0. If my function would have been x minus 1 by 4, then when I will take the differentiation, it will be constant. It means I have eliminated x itself in my differentiation. So that is also your hint ki we should not write like this, my function, we should write like this. So f of x is 1 by x minus 4, f dash x is minus 1 by x square. So let's find the value. What is my initial guess? It is given to you. Initial x guess is 0.2. So put the values. Tell me what will be the value if I put 0.2 here? What will be the answer if I put 0.2 here? Yeah, quick. X equals to 0.2. What will be the value? 1. Very good. What will be the value if I put 0.2 here? Quick.
25.
Not plus 25, minus 25. Okay, minus 25. So you get the value of f of x naught, you get the value of f of dash x naught. Then how do you find the answer? x1 equals to x naught minus f of x by f dash x. Simple. Initial guess was what? 0.2. F of x is 1. F dash x is minus 25. You solve this out, you get an answer 0.24, which is your option number D. G. Everyone clear with Newton-Raphson method?
Sir, I did not get the formulation.
Your
Why
voice
did you?
actually today is low. Yeah, can you?
Okay, sir. Is it something clear?
Yeah, please.
Sir, am I audible correctly? Or shall I speak more louder?
It is, you are audible. Yeah, tell me.
Okay, sir. Sir, I did not get the formulation. Why did you? Okay, I got your point. Why 1 by x is very important, because the differentiation part has not to be a constant thing. But how did you reach to 1 by x is equal to 4? Because the very first instinct I got to know that if x is equal to 4,
so we need to find the inverse of 1 by 4. So basically my equation to begin with is x equals to 1 by 4.
Sir, where from here I got confused. I have to find the
अभी
inverse
क्या
of
करना
4
है?
now.
Inverse करो. दोनों side inverse करो. 1 by x equals to 4.
Sir, actually it is given x is equal to 4 in the equation, right? So
No.
from there.
नहीं, देखो, नहीं, ये देखो, वही मैं, ये देखो, यहाँ से start नहीं करना है. You don't start from here. No. See,
That's where I got confused.
4 का inverse करना है. Basically, what do you need? What do you want? You want
1 by 4. Yes.
So you want x, but basically you want x. And what is x? X is 1 by 4. Okay. This x and okay, let's take it y. Okay, if you confuse, then let this x and this
Sir,
x.
I solved it using y. Yes, sir, I solved it using y, and I am getting it clear because the both x are getting confused because initially.
Yeah, that could be confused. That could get confused.
is equal to 1 by 4 and chose as a function of z. So
and then you ठीक क्या क्या फास्ट करें विकास जी बताइए व्हाट शुड वी डू फास्ट
फातिमा आज मेरे बॉस डिनर पे आ रहे हैं तुम किचन से बाहर मत निकलो
ठीक है
so I chose y is equal to 1 by 4 and chose as a function of z. So
and then you repeat you will get the answer.
Okay.
ठीक क्या क्या फास्ट करें विकास जी बताइए व्हाट शुड वी डू फास्ट ओके यस डन वी ओके थर्ड Lagrange interpolation. Okay. So now interpolation basically means that some table will be given, some data will be given, and you need to find the data which is not actually given to you. For example, I know what is the value of y at x equals to 1. I know the value of y at x equals to 3. I know the value of y at x equals to 5. I don't know the value of y at x equals to 4. 4 will be somewhere here. Interpolation means somewhere in between you have some x and you don't know the exact value of y at that point. So by guessing from your data, you should be able to interpolation question you will see in an exam. But as such other interpolation methods can also come, but we cannot cover each and every interpolation method. That will be, I think, will not be a good idea just 1 week before the exam. Okay. So we should do what is important for our exam. So Lagrange interpolation is important. So they have said that using the Lagrange interpolation, guess the value of y at x equals to 4. Okay. So what will be the value of y here? Okay. So how do you do it? How do you do it? So let's understand one by one. So first, what you do is cover this point. Okay. Imagine that you have covered it. So you don't see 1. Okay. You don't see 1. So what you do is x minus 3 into x minus 5 divided by 1 minus 3 and 1 minus 5. Okay. Multiply by this value 4. Okay. Plus. Now, you don't assume that you have covered 1. Now you cover 3. Cover 3. So you will do x minus 1 multiply by x minus 5 divided by 3 minus 1 multiply by 3 minus 5 multiply by 28. Okay. Now you cover 5. Now you cover 5. So what will be the first term, everyone? What should I write here? X minus
1.
yeah, x minus 1
X minus 3.
x minus 3 then 5 minus 1
5 minus 3.
then 5 minus 3 multiply by 92. So this is your equation is ready. Now you ask yourself the question, at what value of x you need answer? You need an answer at x equals to 4. So you simply put x4 in this equation. In this equation you put x4. So if you put x4, 4 minus 3 is 1. 4 minus 5 is minus 1. This is 4. This is minus 2. This is minus 4. This and this you see. And if you solve this out, you will get answer 55, which is your option number B. So is everyone clear with how to solve Lagrange interpolation question? Yes. All of these are PYQs, not a question of book. Okay. Yes.
Sir, you can write the general formula instead of terms using in the table.
नहीं, general formula याद मुश्किल रहता है ना. You have to remember.
Oh, sir, we can write x1, x2, x3. It will be helpful for other terms also.
वही बात होगी ना, that because in an actual question x1 x2 x3 नहीं दिया होगा ना. हाँ वही बात होगी. You just हाँ वही same ही चीज है.
हाँ sir, if you write that formula it will be helpful.
If I write that formula, then it will be
helpful for other tables also.
so that formula.
Instead of remembering 3, 5 and something like that, we can write
नहीं, 3
x1,
नहीं करना
x2,
याद.
x3.
No, you don't have to remember 3. So you
No,
have to.
I'm not saying we should remember. If you write general formula, it will be much more helpful.
So general formula, like let's call it as x1, let's call it as x2.
Yes, sir. Yes.
है ना? So
Yes, sir.
yeah, so x minus x1, then x minus x minus x2. तो पहले मैंने x1 को ब्लॉक किया, x minus x2, x minus x3, then x1 minus x2, then x1 minus x3, right? So similarly you can form the formula, right? And then here we will have y1. Yeah, it is interpolation method. Is it work for x within the data? Yes, that is what we call it as interpolation. Interpolation itself means that your x should be in between them. Okay. Perfect. ठीक है. So 2 techniques we are done with. Number 1, we are done with the methods of roots. In roots we have learned bisection method and Newton-Raphson method. Then we are done with interpolation. In interpolation we have done only one method, which is Lagrange interpolation method. Now we are going to do integration. In integration we need 2 rules. One is trapezoidal rule and one is Simpson rule.
सर
So let's yes, go on. Yeah.
सर अगर इसमें y x is equals to 2 अगर पूछा होता तो क्या करते सर?
x equals to 2 पूछते, let's say, तो ये इक्वेशन तो आप सेम वे में बनाते
जी.
और इसकी जगह x की जगह आप क्या पुट कर देते? 2. b मैंने x की जगह क्या पुट किया? 4.
अच्छा.
That is why you see 4 minus 1 is 1, right? 4 minus 5 is minus 1, right? Similarly here 4 minus 1 is 3. 4 minus 5 is minus 1, right? अगर 2 पे पूछते तो यहाँ पे 2 आप अपलोड कर देते. Perfect, रेशमा?
Yes sir, thank you sir.
No, you will not get the same answer. Obviously you will not get the same answer. If you use Newton interpolation method, answer obviously will be little different. ठीक है? कोई सवाल ही नहीं पैदा होता टू गेट अ एग्जैक्ट सेम आंसर. न्यूमेरिकल मेथड्स में कभी भी नहीं आता है. Yes, y की वैल्यू पूछते हैं रोहिणी. So basically they ask you कि at x equals to 4, what is the value of y? So the equation that you are forming, f of x, इसको आप y भी बोल सकते हो. So you are forming an equation for y. ठीक है? तो वो आपको कुछ भी x की वैल्यू पे पूछेंगे कि what is the value of y. तो first you make a journal equation. आपने एक जर्नल इक्वेशन बनाया और फिर जिस भी x के ऊपर पूछी है वैल्यू, उस x की वैल्यू डाल दो. x 4 पे पूछा है तो 4 डाल दो, 2 पे पूछा है तो 2 डाल दो. Yes, always the method will be given you in the question. Otherwise, answers will not match. If everyone use their own method, everyone will get the different answer. In numerical method, they always mention ki which method you have to use. Okay? So always remember, always have your boundaries in an exam. In an exam, if you are going with 5 kind of methods, and if some 6th method is asked, do not waste your time on that question. Just leave that question. That is also possible that you are going with 5 or 6 methods and then they are asking you some question from some other method. Then that question is not for you. Okay? Okay, let's do next. Now integration. So let's understand integration. ठीक है? Overthinking से बचो पीके. Overthinking से बचो. Let the class end. Your error question will also be done. ठीक है? Live in the present. Okay. Finding the integration. So how do you do integration? So integration basically means you will have some integral from some limit to some limit. So let's say 0 to 1. And this you have to integrate x by 1 plus x square dx. So let's say I ask you some question like this. And I am unable to do integration using the normal techniques of integration. Like I use complex analysis, I cannot do. I use algebraic techniques, I cannot do. I use the integral formulas, I cannot do. So now my integral is difficult. So what should I do so that I get the answer? Okay? So in that case, we use 2 type of important techniques. One is known as trapezoidal rule and one is known as Simpson-Walker rule. So what is the first step? So first step is I call this thing as x naught and I call this thing as xn. Okay. So basically you see my limits are going from x0 to xn. Okay. So what I have done is that basically I have divided this interval into n parts. Okay. I have divided this interval into n parts. So let's divide this interval into n parts. Let's divide it into two parts. Let's keep it simple. If I divide it into two parts, so you will get 0, 0.5 and 1. Okay. Two parts. So this interval is now divided into two parts. Okay. 0, 0.5 into and 1. So this was my x naught. This was my xn. N is 2, right? Because I have divided my interval into two parts. So this is now my not xn. This is my x2. You can call it as x2. And this is what? This is x1. Okay. So this is how. If they ask you to divide it into three parts, then you get 0, 1 by 3, 2 by 3, 1. So this is x0, x1, x2 and x3. Similarly, if they ask you to divide in four parts, then you will have four parts. Okay. So what is most important in this is known as step size. Step size means h. H means what is the difference between two steps, basically width of each part. Width of each part. So in this, if n is 2, what is the width of each part? Everyone. If n is 2, if I am dividing it into two portions, in my example, what is the h?
1.5.
And what is the h in this? What is the h in this?
0.3.
0.1.
1 by 3. So can I say that I can h is equals to total interval divided by number of parts you have divided into. So in this case, my total interval was 0 to 1. So total interval was 1. And if I divide in two parts, my step size is 0.5. But if I divide in three parts, my step size is 1 by 3. So I can write h is equals to total interval divided by n. ठीक है, divided by n. इंटरवल को आप जितने भी पार्ट्स में डिवाइड करोगे, it will give you the width of each part. That is a simple maths. ठीक है, चलो, good. So that is done. ठीक है, so that is done. So let's understand with an example. Example means ki just a table kind of thing. So let's say this was my interval. So I had x0, I had x5. ठीक है. And then I have x1, x2, x3, x4. So in how many parts I have divided? First of all, in how many parts I have divided? Quick, 5. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whatever is the last is the number of parts. So I have divided in 5 parts. Let's say this is h. Let's say this is h. This is h. This will also be h. This will also be h. This will also be h. Everything will be h. So what will be the formula for integration? Integration ka, according to trapezoidal rule, the formula for integration will be h by 2. Then you start the bracket. Then you add first term and last term. So first term will be x0 and last term will be xn. Or in my case, it will be x0 plus x5. So what is the first thing I did? H by 2, then I start my bracket, then I add my first term with the last term. Then plus 2 times all other terms. All other terms are x1, x2, up to so on into x of n minus 1. In my case, it is x1, x2, x3 and x4. I will not include x5 because x5 is already included. Okay? Not x, basically, not exactly x. X नहीं, आपको value of x नहीं put करनी है. What you need is कि what is the value of my function at x naught? So let's say the value of my function at x naught is y naught. What is the value of my function at x1? So let's say this is y1. What is the value of my function at x2? That is y2. What is the value of function at x3? Let's say that is y3. Here the function's value is y4 and here the function value is y5. ठीक है, तो अभी हम इसको x को रिप्लेस कर देते हैं y से, which is your exact actual formula. ठीक है, this is your formula. Perfect. Everyone clear with the formula? How do you write the formula? How do you remember the formula? So you are divided your interval into, let's say, 5 parts. Example की तरह 5 parts. You know what is the value of h. H आपको पता है. So the formula starts by h by 2. You find your value of function at x0, you find your value of function at x1, you find your value of function at x2. So let's say that is y0, y1, y2, y3, y4. So what is the first step you do? You add first value and last value, which is y0 plus yn, or in this case y0 plus y5, then plus 2, and then all the other terms. All the other terms means y1, y2, y3, y4. Clear? Trapezoidal rule formula clear? Everyone? 95 people, yes. 97, yeah. Cool. Perfect. Simpson 1/3 rule. Now, Simpson 1/3 rule is a very, so please write this formula down. This formula is important for your numericals. Please note this down. Now, Simpson 1/3 formula is actually a slight modification. Simpson 1/3 formula says, let's say your h is h, same thing. So the interval is still divided like this. The interval is still divided into 5 parts. We still know the value of y0, y1, y2, y3. Rest everything is same. How does the formula change? So first you write h by 2 नहीं लिखेंगे अब. Now you will write h by 3. Again, the first step is same. You write first value and last value. So first value and last value. ठीक है? Then you write 4. In the previous case we write 2. Now you write 4. And now you write all the odd terms. Odd terms will be y1, y3, so on. So y1 plus y3. You will not include y5 because y5 is already included. Then you write 2 and then you write all the even terms. y2, y4 and so on. Okay? y4, so on. That's all. So now you write 2 and then you write y2 and y4. That is your answer. Okay, ji? So this is how you change your Simpson 1/3 rule. In trapezoidal rule, with all the other terms you had 2. But in Simpson 1/3 rule, you have 4 with odd terms and 2 with even terms. And the first step remains same, that you have to write first term plus last. Yes, please note down this formula and do let me know, is this formula clear? So Sneha, no. Not every time we divide in 5. We divide it in 2, 3, 4. उसी हिसाब से आपके number of terms will change. We will do the question, you will understand. Yes, is it clear formula everyone? Yeah. लिख लीजिए. Everyone please note down this formula. These both formulas important है. चलो, let's do the questions. So Simpson 1/3 rule का question है. So this is your function. Function is what? 2x divided by 1 plus x square. So they are asking what is the difference in estimated value and exact value. So first of all, tell me, do this integral exactly without doing any numerical methods. Using the integration techniques, try to integrate this and what is the answer you will get? Tell me. So I am posing it for 1 minute. Tell me what will be the answer of this integration. If it comes as a simple class 11th question, how will you solve it? What will be the answer? 0.69. Okay, this value is very important. So everyone can solve this. Anyone has a problem in solving this integral? Please, I will help you. Anyone has any problem? You can tell me in a chat box that I have a problem. Yeah. So how do you solve it? What is the process you follow? You take 1 plus x square equals to t. So 2x equals to 2 2x into dx equals to dt. So then you substitute 2x into dx equals to dt, and 1 plus x square is t square. 1 plus x square is t. I have assumed 1 plus x square is t. So integration of 1 by t is log of t. Put the value of t is 1 plus x square, and then you simply put the limit 0 to 1. If you do that, you get log of 2 minus log of 1. Log of 1 is 0. So log of 2. So log of 2 is 0.693. I hope everyone is clear. Okay? No more. This is very simple. You should know this. 0.693. Now I need to find estimate. Plus x square is t. So integration of 1 by t is log of t. Put the value of t is 1 plus x square, and then you simply put the limit 0 to 1. If you do that, you get log of 2 minus log of 1. Log of 1 is 0. So log of 2. So log of 2 is 0.693. I hope everyone is clear. Okay? No more. This is very simple. You should know this. 0.693. Now I need to find estimated value. Okay? Step size is given as 0.5. So can you tell me in how many steps I am dividing my interval?
2.
Because 0 से 1 पे जाना है. My total limit is 0 to 1. And my step size is 0.5. It means I am simply dividing my interval into 2 steps. Okay? Okay. So let's find the value. So tell me what will be the value. So this is my x0, this is my x1, and this is my x2. So what will be the value of my y at 0? 0. Because if you put 0 here, you will get 0. What will be the value of y at 0.5? Yes, tell me. What will be the value of function at this? If you put 0.5 in your function, what will be your value? Give in fraction में बता दो.
4 by 5 or 0.8.
4 by 5 or 0.8. Yes. Everyone? Yeah. Getting it? You just need to put 1 by 2 here. So if you put 1 by 2 in this, you get 4 by 5 or 0.8. Similarly, what is the value of y if you put 1? So if you put 1, what is the value you get? 1. Right? If you put 1, you get 1. Because it will be 2 by 2, which is 1. So I know y0, I know y1, I know y2. So what is the formula for Simpson rule? Simpson rule says h by 3. H by 3. H, what is h? H is 0.5. 0.5 means 1 by 2. So it is 1 by 6. Then I have to add first term and last term. First term is 0 and this is 1. So I have to add 0 plus 1. Then I have to write 4 times all the odd terms. How many odd terms I have? Only 1. Only y1 is there. There is no other odd term. So 0.8. And then I have to write 2 into all the even terms. Is there any even term I have? Do I have any even term between
No.
us? No. So I don't have any even term. So this goes to 0. So this is gone. So if you solve this out, you get 4.2 by 6, which is 0.7. So your estimated value is 0.7. Your exact value is 0.693, 0.7 and exact value is 0.693. So what is the difference between them? Which option will be correct? Yes. अरे जल्दी करो भाई. What is the correct option? A. C क्यों बोल रहे हो भाई?
No, sir.
A होगा ना?
Mental.
C मत बोलो please. No one says C. A. Okay. So A is your correct answer. Okay. So yes, is the Simpson 1/3 rule clear to all of you? Please help me with your mindset. Yeah. Perfect. So this will be your homework. These two questions will be your homework. So in this, the function is very simple. In this function is very simple. Step size is 0.1. If the step size is 0.1 and interval is 0.0 to 1, in how many steps you have broken? 10. So you will make a table. You will try to answer this question. Okay. Similarly, in this h is 2. H is 2 and total interval is 8. So in how many steps you have broken? 4. So you have broken into 4 steps. So you will again make the table. How will you make the table? x0, x4, x1, x2, x3. x0 is what? 0. x1 is what? 2, 4, 6, 8. Now you find the values of y. How do you find the value of y? पहले आप यहाँ पे 0 डालो. So if you put 0, you will get some value of y. Then you put 2, then you again get some value of y. Then you put 4, then you again get some value of y. Then you put this, then you again get some value of y. Once you have this, then the formula is very simple. h by 3, first value plus last value. First value is y0, last value is y4. Then 4 times odd terms. Odd terms क्या होंगे? Odd terms will be y1 and y3. Because there are 2 odd terms, y1 and y3. Then plus 2 into even terms. What will be even terms? x2 into x4. मतलब basically y2 plus y4 I will not consider because that I have already considered. So only y2. So just that's all. Put it in the formula, get your answer. Okay? Perfect. Let's go for trapezoidal rule. Trapezoidal rule. So again, table is given. Table is given using the following values of f and f of x. F of x basically means y. So this is your x0, this is your x1, this is your x2, this is your x3, this is your y0, y1, y2, y3. Okay, this is your integral, and answer to this integral is 5 by 16. They are saying that when you use the trapezoidal rule, your answer should be 5 by 16. So this thing is given. This says what is the value of a? A means what is the value of y1? Basically, what is this? So I will use the formula. Trapezoidal rule says h by 2, not h by 3. H by 2. So can you tell me what is h? In this question, what is h? Step size क्या है?
0.5.
0.5. 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. 0.5 means 1 by 2. So 1 by 2 and 1 by 2 becomes 1 by 4. Then you add first term and last term. First term is 1, last term is minus 5 by 4. 1 minus 5 by 4 gives you minus 1 by 4. So that is minus 1 by 4. And then you add 2 times into all other terms. Because in trapezoidal rule, you multiply 2 times all other terms. So 2 times all other terms. What are the other terms left? Only 2 other terms are left. A and 0. A and 0. So basically you get 2 into A and 0. This 4 and 16 I cancelled. So this becomes 5 by 4. This is minus 1 by 4. This is 2A. So solving this out, I will get A equals to 3 by 4. Yes, question clear. Trapezoidal rule done. Complete. Khatam. Next. चले जी आगे. Perfect. So again, 2 homework questions. Homework question because only then formulas will get revised up. So this is also homework question. Although I have given the solution of this, but try to solve this out and then you match with the solution which is given. Okay? Chalo. So numerical method is basically done. Now I want to go towards error analysis. So can we move on to error analysis? Ji. Simple. Error analysis is even more simple. Chalo. Yes. Good. Let's do it. So usually my classes are little heavy, so we cover many formulas, many concepts. So, but if you stick around for all the 90 minutes, many things will get revised, and ultimately you can revise after the class. So Sneha, there are many things in numerical methods which we can do, but we are covering only those things which 90% of the PYQs are covered. So whatever formulas I told you from numerical method, if you look at last 10-year papers, 90% of the questions can be solved with only these formulas. Okay? So that is why we are focusing here more. It does not mean that the question cannot come from some other formula. It can, but we do not waste too much time in last 10% in the last 1 week of exam. Okay? Sure. Okay. Error analysis. Now in error analysis, what is error analysis? Let's say I have some physical quantity A. I know the value of A and I know the error in A. Okay? When I say error, what is a mathematical name for this thing?
Standard deviation.
Sorry?
Standard deviation.
Standard deviation is one name. What else we can call it? Okay. Absolute error. Okay. Absolute error is another name, and standard deviation is also good name. So variance नहीं है, variance इसका square होता है. Variance is a square. ठीक है? Okay. Absolute error or standard deviation. ठीक है? Anything you can call. So I have some parameter A. In this A, I have some error, which is delta A. Similarly, I have some quantity B, and in this B, I have some error delta B. Okay? So delta B and delta A are called as absolute errors. So what do we call this? What is the name for them?
Fractional
Everyone
error
should-
maybe.
Relative error.
फ्रैक्शनल
Everyone. Fractional error. Okay. Fractional error. थोड़ा-
Relative error.
Relative error बोल सकते हैं. ठीक है. Percentage तो बिल्कुल गलत हो गया. When will it be percentage? If I multiply this with
100.
100. So if I multiply this with 100, then it becomes percentage error. Okay? So these are some notations. So now, let's say I have some physical quantity. So now I will divide my problem into two parts. One is A minus B or A plus B. Basically, in one case, I'm adding these two. I'm adding A and B. So let's say A is the speed of first person. B is the speed of second person. Okay? Yes, PK, these notes will be provided in the group. So A is the error, A is the speed of first person, B is the speed of second person. Okay, and now I am finding the relative speed. Now relative speed is the subtraction of both the speeds. So basically I'm doing subtraction. So now I can ask myself the question that in the relative speed, what is my error? When I did the subtraction, what will be my error? So when I do A minus B, I get Y, or this thing works for A minus B as well as A plus B. If you are adding two quantities or you are subtracting two quantities, the formula is same. Error formula is same. So what will be my final error? If I am adding two quantities or if I am subtracting two quantities. So my final error will be delta Y. So error in Y will be delta Y, and that is given by delta A square plus delta B square iska under root. So that will be my formula for absolute error. Okay? So if I know the error in B, if I know the error in A, and I want to find the error in Y, then the formula will be delta A square plus delta B square ka under root. Okay? This formula works if Y is A minus B or Y is A plus B. Okay? There can be more than two quantities as well. There can be 3 as well, 4 as well. Then you add for third and fourth as well. Okay? But all of them should be either added or subtracted. Okay? Let's do one question based on this. First one question based on this. Then we will do one question based on this. All of them are PYQ. And all of them are PYQ asked in the last 5 years. Okay? In the measurement of radioactive sample. So we are measuring and in a radioactive sample. ठीक है. So in radioactive sample में क्या होता है? A radioactive sample emits the radiations and we measure that how many radiations are being emitted. ठीक है. So first question, measure count with and without sample. is 500 and 400. So basically when you put the sample, basically let's say you put the uranium or thorium, you have put the thorium and you are calculating the number of beta particles. So number of beta particles comes out to be 500. You have not put thorium, no thorium, only box is there. Then your number of beta particles is 100. Why this 100 is there? Because there is a background. Universe also is giving us some beta particles. So this 100 beta particles are coming because of universe. But when you put thorium, you are getting 500 beta particles. Okay? So C value I know is 500, B value I know is 200. Error in value of C is 20. Error in value of B is 10. What is the net error? Net error means absolute error in the measured count of Y. What is Y? Y is C minus B. Y is C minus B. Okay, apply the formula, give me the answer. Yes. Apply formula, give answer. क्या formula होगा? Delta Y will be what? Delta C का square plus delta B का square under root. Delta C का square is 400. Delta B का square is 100. Under root of 500 will be approximately 22, which gives you option number A. Happy? Everyone done with the question? Clear with the question? कैसे करेंगे? Perfect. Perfect. चलो, next question. ठीक है? Next question. What if I have multiplication? What if my quantities are getting multiplied? So let's say I have A, C by B. Three quantities are getting multiplied or divided basically. Or I have A, B, C. Anything like I can have B by AC. Anything I can have. Either they are getting multiplied or they are getting divided. In such problems, you cannot find absolute error. Directly, basically you don't have an equation to directly find an absolute error. In this case, you find relative errors. So basically what you can find is delta Y by Y equals to, because delta Y by Y is a relative error, equals to delta A by A ka square plus delta B by B ka square plus delta C by C ka square. This will be your equation when your quantities are either getting multiplied or divided. Okay, please note down this equation when we do the question. Okay. Perfect. Let's do the question. Okay. A DC motor operating at voltage V. So there is a motor. It is operating at voltage V and current I. And this motor is used to lift the mass. What is this motor doing? Lifting the mass. Mass is M. And mass is lifted up to height h. So basically this was your mass and this was lifted up to height h. Okay. Percentage error in the measurement of time. Percentage error, how do you write it? Delta T by T into 100 is equals to 5%. And the percentage error in other parameters. What are the other parameters? Current, mass, height. In them, percentage error is 1%. Okay. Similarly, delta M by M is 1, delta H by H into 100 is 1, delta I by I into 100 is 1. Okay. If the measurements are independent, all the measurements are independent and errors are random. Okay. Error is not calculated. Errors always should be random. Because sometimes errors are not random. Okay. In that case, we have a separate dealing. That basically means कि error आ क्यों रहा है? If you know the reason of error, then you should fix the error. If the errors are random, basically not controllable and every time it is random, then only these kind of maths apply. Okay. Uncertainty in the estimation of efficiency. So we need what? Uncertainty. Basically answer options are in percentage, so we need percentage efficiency of efficiency. What is efficiency? Output power by input power. Sorry. Output power by input power. Can anyone tell me what is input power? Motor or mass getting lifted? Motor is an input or mass getting lifted is an input?
Motor should be right.
Motor.
Motor is an input. So if motor is an input, so what is the formula for electrical power? ये formula सबने सुना होगा. Electrical power का formula क्या होता है? Voltage into current. Everyone knows this? Yes? Yes. Voltage into current. What is output power? Power क्या होती है? Output power क्या है? Mass is getting lifted. So what kind of power is this? Mechanical, electrical, what kind of power is this? So this is a mechanical power. What is the formula for mechanical power? Mechanical power का formula क्या होता है? Energy per unit
by time.
Energy कितना होगा? If you go from ground to height h, you get mgh, right? That is the energy, and T is T. So you get mght. So now 6 quantities are there in front of you, and you need error in eta. So efficiency. ठीक है? Since 100 is multiplied with everyone, I don't have to worry about it. 100 is multiplied with everyone. ठीक है ना? चलो. So first I will do delta m by m का square, delta h by h का square. Is there any error in g? Is it given? No. Error in g is not given. It means g is perfectly known. ठीक है? Okay, so g I am not considering because g is perfectly known. In the question, error in g is not given. Okay, height, then delta v by v का square, then delta I by I का square, then delta t by t का square. Simple. Okay, delta m. In all of these 4, error is 1%. So 1%, 1%, 1%, 1%. 1 का square कर देंगे. Square, 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 square. And in this, error is 5%. As they are given in the time, error is 5%. So 5 का square if you will do, you get 25. Not error, relative error. Okay? That is why I am putting delta t by t as 5. So this gives me under root of 29. Under root of 29 matches with which of these options? Yes. Yeah, karo ek match. B, right?
Close.
Everyone get B answer, everyone getting? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So is this question clear to every one of you? Done? Yes? I need everyone's answer. There are more than 90 people in the class. Yes. Is this question clear? What do you say? प्लस माइनस में कैसे करते हैं, मल्टीप्लाई डिवाइड में कैसे करते हैं? क्लियर हो गया. Last topic of today. So today's last topic, conditional probability or Bayes theorem. This, why I'm teaching this topic, basically this has nothing to do with numerical methods, this has nothing to do with errors, this has something to do with probability. But in the last 5 papers, this question is getting repeated multiple times. So this conditional probability is repeated multiple times. Okay? So we will understand that. First, let's read the question and then I will explain you the theory. Because reading the question will give you better idea. Okay? A jar J1 contains equal number of balls of red, blue and green. So you have a jar J1. You have equal number of red, blue and green. So red balls, green balls and blue balls are equal in number. Equal. While another jar J2 contains balls of only red and blue color. Sorry, only red and blue color, and they are also equal in number. So in jar 2, only red and blue balls are there, but they are also in equal number. ठीक है? ठीक है? Okay. So someone is asking, what if there is something which is not linear? ठीक है? Linear का मतलब वो बोलना चाह रहे हैं कि what if यहाँ पे h का square होता, तो h फिर 2 बार आ जाता, 2 बार आ जाता मतलब यहाँ पे 2 लग जाता. बिकॉज h स्क्वायर बेसिकली मीन्स h इंटू एच, राइट? तो 2 बार आ जाएगा ना फॉर्मूला में, 2 बार आ जाएगा का मतलब है यहाँ पे 2 हो जाएगा. क्लियर? ठीक है, चलो let's go for it. So we have jar J1, jar J2. This is the problem. The probability of choosing jar J1 is twice as large as probability of choosing jar J2. So basically, probability to put jar J1 is twice as probability to pick jar J2. Now they are saying that a ball is picked at random from one of the jar, and it turns out to be red. So you have picked up some ball. So let's say A is known as picking up of ball. So A is an event. So first of all, we always define events. So I'm defining some event A. A event means picking a ball. Okay? And once you pick a ball, this ball is red. So basically you picked a ball and that ball is red. Red ball. So what is an event? You picked a ball and that ball was red. That is an event. They are asking what is the probability that this ball has actually came from J1. समझो इस बात को बड़ी ध्यान से समझो. Something has already happened. You have picked the ball and that ball has came to be red. मतलब something has already been done. Now you have to ask what is the probability that it was picked from jar J1, because red balls are there in both the jars. So there are two jars in front of you. Both of them has a red balls, and you close your eyes and you pick the ball, and it comes out to be red. Something has happened. So whatever has already happened, in conditional probability we call this as event A. Event A means something which has happened. Okay. Now we have two options. We have event E1 and event E2. Event E1 means that ball is from jar J1, and E2 means that ball is from jar J2. That is what you. E1 means ball is from jar J1, and E2 means that ball is from jar J2. Okay. So what are they asking us? What is the question that they are asking? They are asking us this. What is the probability that it is E1 when A has already happened? So you have to understand this notation. I have written something, then I have put the vertical line, and then I have again written something. It means what is the probability that you get E1 when A already happened? And if I write it in inverse way, let's say I write like this, A into E1. It means what is the probability of getting A when E1 has already happened? So this is what you have written. What is the probability of E1 when A has already happened? What is the probability of A when E1 has already happened? That is how you understand this. Okay? Let's understand this. So they are asking us this. A has already happened. What is the probability of happening of E1? So the formula for that is, which is known as Bayes' theorem formula, is probability of E1 into probability of A given E1 divided by probability of E1, probability of A given E1 plus probability of E2 into probability of A given E2. Okay. This is what they were asking. What is the probability that you get E1, basically jar 1, if A has already happened? A already happened means red ball is there. You picked up red ball. You already picked up red ball. A has already happened. E1 means what is the probability that it came out of jar 1? So they are asking what is the probability of E1 if A already done. The formula to do that is you multiply by probability of E1 into, you reverse this. A E1. Similarly, in the denominator, you write all of them. Probability of E1 into A E1. So let's E2 means jar 2. A means you have picked up the red ball. Can you tell me what is the probability of E1? Try it out. Probability of E1. Is it 50-50 or not?
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
What is the probability of
2 by 3 of
2 by 3, right? Because it is given that probability to get jar 1 or E1 is 2 times probability of getting jar 2. So what is the total? 1 plus 2, 3. And probability for E1 is twice. So the probability to get this is 2/3 and probability to get this is 1/3. सिंपल, ये सभी को करना आता है. Everyone knows this how to do it. Probability to pick jar 1 is 2/3. Probability to pick jar 2 is 1/3. It is given. If it is not given, then it is equal 50-50 chance, right? If it is not given, then it is 50-50, है ना? If this line was not given, that probability of choosing jar J1 is twice as large as choosing B2, then I would have said 50-50. So the two parts of my formula is clear. So this I have calculated as 2/3, 2/3, and this I have calculated as 1/3. Okay. Now I need to calculate this, and this. Basically, this and this. Okay. Now read this. What is this? Everyone speak it out. Everyone know. Write it down. Write it down in the message. What is this means? What does this mean? What is probability of A bar even? What does it write? Yes. In general, how will you speak this? ये probability of getting A means probability of getting red if jar 1 is already selected. मतलब probability of getting red from jar 1. Probability of getting red from jar 1. Everyone clear? This was what? इसका क्या मतलब था? Probability of getting jar 1 if the ball is red. समझो इस चीज को. This is very important. What is the probability of getting jar 1 if ball is red? ये पूछा ना. This is what is asked from me. And what is the meaning of this? इसका मतलब है what is the probability of getting red if jar is J1? अगर आपको मैं बोल दूं कि jar is J1, then what will be the probability to get red? तो आप बताओ. If I say that it is jar 1, what is the probability of getting red? अरे यार 2/3 क्यों बोल रहे हो? 1/3. All three balls are equal. So what is the probability of getting red? 1/3. 1/3. So I multiply 1/3 here. I multiply 1/3 here. Similarly, what is the meaning of this? Probability of getting red ball in jar 2. So if I say that okay, you are in jar 2, मैंने बोल दिया आपको that you are in jar 2. So if you are in jar 2, what is the probability of getting red? आ गई ना? Your brain is now working. 1/2. सॉल्व करेंगे वेरी क्विक. करें भाई, सॉल्व करें. It will be 2/9.
4/7.
1/3 you can cancel, so you get 2/3. You get 2/3 plus 1/2. ठीक है. So you get 2/3. You get 6. So you get 4 plus 3 7. क्या हो गया ये? 6 हो गया ना. 6 to 4 plus 3 7. 7 हो गया ना. क्या आंसर आ रहा है? 7 नहीं आएगा क्या? 7 आएगा ना. हाफ 4/7 होगा नहीं. 7 होगा ना. So 2/3 into 6/7. Then you get 4/7. So answer will be 4/7. कहाँ से 11 कहाँ से ला रहे हो यार? मैथ्स तो सही करो. 4/7. ठीक है. Answer will be 4/7. So let's repeat this question, okay? Because once we repeat, then the question will be very simple. Let's repeat this question. There were two jars. Jar 1, jar 2. We call event 1 as jar 1. मतलब getting the ball from jar 1 is known as event 1. Getting a ball from jar 2 means event 2. And what has already happened? Whatever has already happened, we call this as A. A means that red ball is already out. So getting a red ball is an event A. So you have already done event A. Event A done means you have already picked up red ball. So these three things are given. What are they asking? They are asking that I have picked up red ball, means A event is done. Now you tell me what is the probability that this ball has come from jar 1? मतलब कि they are asking me this. What is the probability of getting jar 1 if red ball is already out? So the formula for that is given by this. How do you write this formula? Probability of E1 into probability of, इसको उल्टा कर दे. Switch. So you get PA in E1, and then similarly in the denominator E1 into this plus PE2 into this plus PE3 into this. If there are 3 jars, PE3 into this and so on. Then we calculate probability of E1 and probability of E2. Probability of E1 means what is the probability of getting jar 1 and what is the probability of getting jar 2. Both are not equal because they have said that probability of choosing jar 1 is twice as probability of choosing jar 2. It means probability of jar 1 is 2 by 3 and probability of jar 1 is 1 by 3. And you can see this probability is double than this. Okay? Double than this. So probability of E1 is 2 by 3. That is why you see 2 by 3 here and 2 by 3 here. And probability of E2 is 1 by 3. That is why you see 1 by 3 here. Then the next question, next thing. PAE1. PAE1 means what is the probability that you will get red if it is jar 1? Matlab, I am telling you that you are in jar 1. Jar 1 is already happened. I am telling you that you are in jar 1. Now you tell me what is the probability of getting red. So if you are in jar 1, probability of getting red is 1 by 3 because there are 3 equally colored balls are there. What is the probability of getting red? 1 by 3. That is why you see 1 by 3 here. This is 1 by 3. So this is 1 by 3. Similarly, you put 1 by 3 here. So this is 1 by 3. Then this, what is the probability of getting red? A kya tha? Red. When you are already in jar 2. So I am telling you that you are in jar 2. What is the probability of red? So you are already in jar 2. What is the probability of red? Oh, there are only 2 balls. So probability of getting red is half. Well, 2 colored balls here already. So half. So that is why you do half. You do the maths, you get an answer 4 by 7. Yes, everyone satisfied with this Bayes theorem. Everyone understood how to solve the questions. Bayes theorem. Yes. So this will be your homework. So this
Sir, what
similar
will be
question.
the sir? What will the probability of getting a red ball from if I have already chosen? In jar 1. The PAE1, like the reverse of what we have thought.
PAE1, that is one. Yes. And event A means getting a grade A. Getting a grade A. Then you do it. Okay? Okay. Perfect. If it's not mentioned, do we have to add both probabilities? Which both probabilities? Which probabilities I have added? I don't understand. I have not added anything. अरे सर add वैड कुछ नहीं कर रहे हैं. I'm just asking कि if the probability of getting this is twice as this, तो कैसे करते हो? ये तो सिंपल यूनिटरी मेथड है ना. यूनिटरी मेथड है ना. If I have double the money than you, double the money than you, ठीक है. So let's say the total money, सिंपल कर लो यार, total money है n. Money in person A1, मतलब person A is N1 and money with person B is N2. तो आप कैसे करते हैं? And this is given that A equals to 2B, क्योंकि A के पास डबल मनी है. ठीक है. A equals to 2B, right? And then that is also given that N1 plus N2 equals to N, ये भी दिया है. तो ऐसा आपने किया होगा ना ये सब. तो मान लीजिए डबल, I have double than you. So I have 2, you have 1. So total is 3. And I have 2 out of 3. And you have 1 out of 3. I have double than you.